Hello, everyone. How have you all been doing? And how were your spring breaks? Let's see. Oh, Lazy, you got to see Italy? That's pretty cool. My, I'm glad your spring breaks were nice. My last week, this week is my spring break, so I get to relax from my scholarly studies. You got to travel to France? Oh my gosh, that's sick. What did you see? And where in France specifically? Yeah, this week is my. I'm actually a lot of classwork for me too. Yeah, last week was my crunch week, hence why I couldn't stream at all. And then, and then to open up my spring break, I immediately got sick. Uh, oh well, I'm feeling a lot better now, but the weekend was not very fun. A lot of classwork for you too. Oh man, it's unfortunate, but that's how it'd be. Um, but but so getting sick, great plans. I, instead of getting sick and getting an excuse out of classes, which isn't a really good excuse because classes are important. Uh, I mean, it could have been worse. I would rather get sick and during my spring break only for a brief moment than miss out on classes and be like, oh god, I have so much to catch up on. Is so So yeah, you got to see France, and Lizzie got to see Italy. Awesome. Aren't they like Latin country? Not Latin, Latin-based languages. That's what I mean by Latin countries. They're both really cool countries nonetheless. Paris and a lot of good, Paris and a lot of good food and a lot of smokers. Yeah, at least you weren't disappointed by it. I hear a lot of people travel to Paris, and they immediately go, yeah, Italy is the birthplace of Latin. You're right, but at least you weren't disappointed by Paris because I hear a lot of people travel to Paris and they're like, "Oh, so this is Paris." Yeah, I also got to see a lot of smokers. Well, I mean, smoking is pretty common. There's not much that can be done about it. Don't smoke, kids. I don't think I need to say that disclaimer. Don't smoke. It's not good for your lungs. Not good for your future. Not good for your finances specifically too. If anything motivates you to not smoke, it's the finances. um, but yeah, let's see. I've got a mental checklist. I don't know why I looked around for an actual physical. They got cool sites and good food. Yeah. If I were to, I've got I've never actually visited Europe, but if I were to visit Europe, I'd actually go to England. That's on my list of places to go. England, or I guess the United Kingdom, because that's England is technically not a country. It is part of the Union of the United Kingdoms. um, but yeah. uh, the UK probably. I don't know. There's a lot of museums in the UK. The weather lives up to what it is. That's cool. Oh, wait, unless you're talking about the UK, in which case, that's not. I mean, good for me. I don't like sunlight, but I also don't like going out in the rain. Is everyone in Britain just vampires? Yeah, you were talking about the UK. Yeah. If you've been to the UK, then I can only take your word for it. All right. I The real question, do you like beans? Oh. About that. So, growing up in my family, I'm like the only one that doesn't like beans. I it is like really awkward because my Asian culture is like eat beans, it's good for you, and I'm here like I can't tolerate beans. It's pretty bad. Banned from the UK. Hey, I can fish and chips ain't bad. They're pretty bad. It's just fish and chips. Not much to say about it. Not much to expect from it. Baked beans. Dislike beans. I just dislike everything to do with beans. Well, except bean sprouts. Those are tolerable because they taste nothing like beans. They are. Are you saying what to? If you're are you saying what to bean sprouts? Oh, cod is like the only fish I like. Oh, really? Cod? Are they beans or sprouts? So bean sprouts are quite literally just like sprouts that are from beans, and that's about it. They're literally just seeds that just sprouted, as the name implies. No to fish and chips. Ah, I see, I see. Cod is really cod is the only fish you like. Beans, beans. How literal. Hey, don't. It's like it's you would think that since they're like young and they come from like but you'd think that since they could literally come from beans, they'd be like having some sort of similar flavor or texture, but no, they're sprouts. They're little sprouts. So I don't know. I just don't like other fish. I think you just haven't tried enough other fish in order to figure it out. I'm a seafood lover myself. Gotta gotta say, love salmon, love tuna, love hell. I'll eat sardines. But yeah, I just love seafood. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, my scatterbrained self is. But also, it's smelly. Not if it's prepared right. If seafood's prepared right, it's not smelly. Oh no, I'm saying that when I've grown around tuna, salmon, yeah, very good. Yes. If seafood's prepared right, it doesn't smell. I mean, there's the if you I've grown up around raw fish my entire life. My dad, my father, uh, was has prepared fish if it's fresh and it is smelly though, right? Um, I'm pretty sh I'm pretty sure that's actually pretty true. Yeah, it isn't as smelly. If it's fresh. I'm just running off of knowledge here, off of like secondhand knowledge that my father has passed on to me. And also just my personal experience with having been around him while he worked around with fish, whether it be frozen or fresh. um, but I guess that's probably why I like all fish. Although the fish smell is tolerable at best. So I don't blame you for disliking it, lazy. Yes, I did see that old Bale Eyes back. Good old Commissar Yarrick. It's great, isn't it? If you've seen his cinematic, it's a must watch. Uh, I what's funny is I was browsing the Astra Militarum subreddits and the Orc subreddits. Um, and the Astra Militarum were like, "Why didn't we get Steel Legion? Why do we get Commissar Yarrick again? Why this? Why that?" Like, oh, it doesn't make sense in the lore, or because he was supposed to be dead. And then the orcs are like, oh, yes, Wog, our great nemesis. This will be a fight for the ages. Orc players truly are just here for the love of the game. I need an animation of him fighting orcs. Yeah, there's a lot of animations of people fighting orcs now that I think about it. If you have Warhammer Plus, or if you've sailed the seven seas and watched it anyway, um, or just browse around on YouTube. Actually, there's a lot of like clips of the shows on Warhammer Plus. Um, it there's a lot of fighting orcs. I don't know why. I guess orcs are just they have that. I guess they have the assets for the orcs already. They created it once for the They created it several times. First for the Krieg versus Orc. Was it Combat Patrol or Battle Force? It was something like that. No, it was Kill. Excuse me. No, it was Kill Team. That's what it was. Um, for the Kill Team, and then ever since they've just been reusing the same Orc assets. So if you've watched the Tive animation, it shows a Commissar fighting orcs with some not Kadachan, Kazarkan, some Cadian Kazarkans. And then if you watch the new Warhammer Plus show, Penitence, it shows Sisters of Battle fighting orcs. Just lots of orcs all around. That's just how it be. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's true. Fighting orcs very makes for very cool animations, and I fully agree with it. um, one thing I do like about the animations, it just shows how tough orcs are. There's a I mean, heck, even in the recent animation for Return to Armageddon, you could see it takes so many las guns just to bring down singular orcs. So, I mean, they're as having played orcs, their toughness. I didn't realize they were toughness 5. I thought they were toughness 4, but no, they're toughness 5. So las guns aren't gonna do anything with strafe 3. And then there's the fact that, well, we're gonna ignore the fact they save on 5 pluses. Any armor piercing, they're just screwed. But 2 wounds each, they're just tough boys. Let's see. I do love that for every every major battle they show to like get the scale of it down, they have to show a Stompa. Like there, it Total War Warhammer 40k got a Stompa. Uh, Return to Armageddon got a Stompa. I don't have armor, so it can't pierce me. That logic's great. I love orcs. I love orc players. Well, I do hear complaints of when they're in a grand tournament or when they're in a tournament and you just hear Wog over and over again. I suppose that does get tiring, but I still love orc players nonetheless. Although as a Custodes player, I do have a couple of things I'd like changed for the Custodes. Oh, speaking of which, during the week I was not streaming, uh, I I found a lot of deals on eBay. I personally I don't like building and painting models myself. I'm not into arts and crafts. But but I purchased a whole army. A whole custodian army for like 350. It was a deal. I bought it in parts, but altogether it came to like 350 dollary dues. Um, and oh, do tell. Yes, I will tell. Let me get an image of the. Let me get an image of the army. Um, I do have several images. One sec, if I can find them again. I might have lost it. Oh, I might have lost the images. Oh, that's no. That's not good. Well, I have the army list. So what? What? Huh? Okay, one sec. Things are breaking. But yeah, so I was putting together I was just like I was craving an army cuz I was just cuz playing against my friend and with his army pieces, I was like this is so cool. What the heck? I want to play with physical models and now. So I was shopping around and some guy was selling like some of his custodians. It was like 500 points worth for $100 and I was like steal. Yoink. And then it just repeated over and over. Found a deal. Some another person selling their like 300 points worth of custodies for $50 or it's like 65 something like that. I think the most I spent on a single unit was like 60, including shipping and taxes because I love taxes. They're beautifully painted. I wish I could find an image of them. I could grab an image right now, but I'll go do that. Hold on for a second. I will be right back. All right, let me mess around with the editing just a bit. I can't reveal any too much details of how messy my display is. Uh-oh. Camera? Do not fall. That is bad. No bueno. Okay. We're good. It is a mess. Sorry. my It has been a long while since I've streamed, so it is gonna be scuffed to heck. But that's okay. Scuff is part of every indie stream. But here, whilst I do that, I am going to pull up my army. I am going to pull up an image. So I have a 2K now. If it doesn't cast a shadow over the rest of my face, that would be great. That's not what I want to do. Okay, sorry, one sec. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. But yeah, actually, no more technical difficulties. We got this. Scuff, what's that? Here you go. I could make this bigger, and then I could do. Are you? No, not yet. Here we go. Here you go. You should be able to see it now. That. And I need to also edit an image of my physical arm because it looks great, and I want to show it off. Um, but yeah. So I hope you guys can see this in better quality than I can see it. Because I don't have it full screen or in any big picture mode. I just have it in a tiny window on OBS. I say tiny, but it's not, actually it's not even a quarter of my screen. Um, I am tiny. Wow. Hi. But I got Trajan Valores for only like 40 bucks, 50 bucks. Blade Champion, and then a bunch of Wardens and Alaris Custodes that I am like using them as. Can you see it, or is the picture too small? Or should I make this image the entire screen? Do you even need to see my model or see me? Do you even need to see my beautiful face, or should I just show the entire army list as the screen? We can see it. Okay, awesome. Is that a no for you don't need to see me? Damn. No, I jest. But yeah, so custodians are really nice. No, army list. Okay. But custodians are really nice in that when you buy a box of 3 or 5, you can always convert one into a shield captain. And even if you convert him into the shield captain pose, no one knows the difference between a shield captain pose and a regular custodian warden or a custodian guard, unless you have them unhelmeted, in which case that's pretty obvious. So I'm just gonna like proxy a couple of my models as shield captains and as Alaris Terminators shield captains. Oh, and then I have a friend that's letting me borrow a Night Crusader because I love Night Crusaders. I he I don't know, he just offered it. I was just like, huh? And he was like, I'm building a knight. What knight do you want it to be? It's you're gonna use it. And I was like, oh, Knight Crusader. I love their firepower. If you're not familiar with the Knight Crusader's firepower, I will show you its data sheet in just a second. But first, we hide that, and then I scoot back. Not the best at moving my model, moving myself just yet, without showing the severe lack of a torso. I do have a torso. I swear. I just cut it off because God, that would be big. Um. Okay. 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 I'm getting. I'd like to say I'm getting distracted, but truth be told, I'm just here to have fun, and I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, so the image I grabbed was very blurry, so I can't show you. I would like to grab another image, but I don't think that would be very fun, so I'm not going to grab another image. Just trust me when I say they're very golden and they're very red. As all custodies are. That doesn't sound healthy. Uh, what? What doesn't sound healthy? I definitely said something that I know for a fact you commented on, and I am too dumb to remember it. Okay. Chat is back on the side. Let's see, let's see, let's see. There was definitely a to-do list of things to talk about in case we needed to fall back on it, but I am I see no need to. Okay, maybe I do see a little need to. Speaking of custodies, oh right, that's what I was doing. Right, Night Crusader, because it's in all of its data sheet glory. in all of its datasheet glory. Here is the Night Crusader. Let me download it and then OBS, please. Okay, well, Opera, please. I know. Ah. I don't think my computer likes me. Oh, uh, whilst I'm pulling this up, my God, I am scatterbrained to high hells. Not scatterbrained, just get jumping everywhere from topic to topic. My lovely, lovely mouse that has served me loyally for 5 years since 2021 died randomly over the weekend. And I just still I figured out what was wrong with it, but I was shocked because it was in the middle of a FPS game. It was Overwatch. And yeah, not very fun. I was also surprised because it's a wired mouse. How? What part of a wired mouse dies? It was the cable. The cable disconnected from the port, and it no longer tolerates it. Probably from too much yanking over the years. All right, let's see. Let's pull up another image. All right, so the reason I chose a Night Crusader is simply because, well, well, Avenger Gatling Cannon. So I'm gonna use this as the perfect transition into talking about my match. So I played a 1.5k against said friend who made the Night Crusader. Lovely friend. I'll call him Flair, because, yeah. um, so Flair and I, only in death does duty end. So Flair and I played a game, and I was using his Night Crusader. What the heck? I did not mean to move that. Okay. Okay. Flair and I played a game, and I have images from the match. I should probably get that prepared. And he discovered the power of the Night Crusader, especially once when I stopped moving it, and I just said sustained hits on 18 attacks. And then I had the rapid fire battle cannon as the second weapon because that's a legal loadout. And that's d6 plus 3 attacks plus rapid fire d6 plus 3. So he guaranteed 6 attacks and then 2d6 on top of it with a strength of 10. And I shot at his predator. Or, no, it wasn't a predator, it was a razorback. And it just vanished. All right, let's see if I can get something done right. What is an image slideshow? We're gonna do some learning today, kids, because I didn't prepare it for nearly enough for the stream. um, but yeah, it didn't. Talking about my favorite night, absolutely. Hello, Flair. Yes, he is part of the stream now. he is in. He is in chat. Say hi. Yes, I was talking about our lovely game, or at least slowly transitioning from talking about my favorite night to our lovely game. uh, yeah, and then rapid fire battle cannon just does 3 damage, and it melts everything. I don't know how image slideshow works, so I'm just not gonna do it. I am not technically skilled enough for this. So we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Um, but yeah, 18 attacks, strength of 6, so it melts Terminators, and it did melt his Terminator, so I must admit, it did its job. I unfortunately forgot to take images of the deployment zone. I am quite bad at stuff. Midnight is bad at stuff. Take that, Paul. Um, but I did capture. Wow, that image is way too big. One sec. Whoa. Hi. I'm here. Why was image so big? This, kids, is why you should prepare stuff before the stream begins. But this was his turn too. I had my knight deployed. So our deployment zones are those lines you see right there. Because that's just how it was. And you can see we are using makeshift ruins because the ruins that he had bought had not arrived yet, unfortunately. But what you can't see is behind that box is a proxy. Behind the custodian's warden's box and that objective marker all the way on the right is a proxy for Trajan Valoris. Just sitting on point. Captain General just sitting there vibing. The Great Ruins of Death. Yeah, that is that's a great way to put it. But yeah. The Great Ruins of Death, yes. And we weren't following any pattern. It was just a deploy ruins wherever you are, as wherever you want, as long as it was not within as long as it was not past the center point. Which, well, was a rule that Flare we should probably really change. Simply because like you we had an open sight line between all three no man's land objectives, which is not a good thing. My god, I got shanked for having the audacity to melee a custodian. Oh, we'll get to that. Oh, we'll get to that. So Flare, thinking that the Night Crusader was the biggest threat, it was not. Well, I mean, it was, but probably not the first thing he 3-lane map build. Yeah, yeah. Rip. Rip indeed. Flare thinking that the Night Crusader was the biggest threat, moved his Dreadnought. I don't remember what class it was. I think it was Redemptor. Definitely not a Brutalis, but he moved his Dreadnought. Um, he moved his Dreadnought to shoot at the Night Crusader, and right after, Flare, if you're in the car, please don't drive and message in chat. It is not worth the risk. And also, stay safe. Uh, yeah, definitely not worth the risk of trying to chat to me whilst driving. Oh, there are other people. Okay, good, 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 good. Um, but then he deep strikes his Terminators in the back, like where that iPad is. That's roughly where, like, right where the cover extends to hold it up. That's roughly 9 inches away from the Night Crusader. So he deep strikes his Terminators in the back, his assault Terminators, and I, like a genius, like the genius I am, figured, wait, heroic intervention exists. And then I rapid ingress my Alaris Terminators right next to the Night Crusader. because that's more than 9 inches away from everything. Um, I will be right back. Family matters need me. 1 second. Peekaboo. The child. The child of my brother wanted attention. I will get. Actually, I will get to him soon enough. But after he deep striked his, after I rapid ingressed, he charged the dreadnought into the night. I charged my terminators into the dreadnought. Alaris terminators win. Dreadnought did not. Wounded the knight though. I'll give him credit. It wounded the knight, but it did not win. And then let's see. Where's my turn two? Here it is. And then came my turn, where I decided, let's. Is there a story behind the Orange Marines? Yes. I cannot give you the full story, but I'll do my best to piece it together. I'll hopefully once Flair arrives back at his residence, and he can have the stream volume on, he can correct me as I go. I will. But for now, the best I can say about their lore is that they are. Yeah, Flair can confirm there is a story. He might type it out now that I think about it. um, it's his homebrew chapter where they are both Imperial Fists and Salamander hybrid, and they are his. They've got a lot of stories. His dreadnought that he charged is named Grillman because he is a great chef. Actually, I think all his dreadnoughts are. Yeah, they're named the Firewalls. Do you think they're really good at IT? Do you think their tech marine is really good at IT problems? Right, their tech marines? Huh. I didn't think of that. I need to ask him as soon as I'm gonna type that out. Especially security. There we go. But I shot at his Terminators. They got decimated. It was a stomp of a game. Truth be told, I do feel bad, but it was our first try. It was our first. It was my first time playing my Custodes. I shot at his Terminators. I charged his Flamers in the back. His Infernus Marines. Um, Here I'll show you the final score. 1 sec. Final score was. That is really tiny. There you go. Chat, you don't need to be seen. No. Nah, I'm kidding. 49 to 27. We stopped at turn 3 because we were running out of time. They used to be before I retconned it to be literal. That's fair. So, yeah. I think I might have mistracked some of his score. No, turn 2, he held the back objective, and in turn 3, he held the middle objective. Where his. I don't remember every Space Marine unit. Their list is so big. I can't tell you every Space Marine unit, man. They have too many units. I'm stuck with my custodians with like all 10 of the units in there. You added a couple extra points on the side. Um, the only thing I added was battle ready, I think. He and I were pretty like up to turn 3, he and I were equal. And then at turn 3, I changed it to be name every custodian. No, I'm not naming all 10,000 custodians, especially since each one has like added parts for their name, depending on their achievements and like stuff earned. um, did you add a couple extra points on the side? No, I don't think I did. I could I could double check, but there's there's no really no point. I It was a decisive victory. I could show you the rest of turn 3, the images of turn 3. Here, let me pull them up. Um and let me size it properly. Oh. Are you just trying to get Hey, Flair, you did a admiral. You did pretty well for fighting custodians. Um, and a knight. Gotta admit, that night was apocalyptic. I know you can't hear me right now, uh, but I hope you rewatch the VOD and hear it being said. You did pretty well, all things considered, especially for a 1.5k and your first time fighting custodians. Also, I'm a custodians player. I sort of know that. I know them, not like I know them like the back of my hand. That saying's weird. Now that I think about it, I remember someone did a someone, I think it was a British TV show, did an actual thing where you had to match the back of your hand to an image, uh, amongst like 1,000 other images, and only one person got close. But here. This was Flair's turn 3. This was right before. This was uh, I I charged my blade champion. I rapid ingress or not rapid. I deep striked. See, yeah, you're just trying to get Flair to win, aren't you? It was an admirable effort by him. Um, I charged his Blade Guard vets, as you can see by the unpainted warnings there. Uh, his Terminators would charge by night. Blade Champion charged there. That was a blunder by me. I should have used a different attack to instantly wipe them. I did not. Maybe. At least in this fight, we did get this epic moment. Let me see if I can. Is this the right image? That is not the right image. That was before the charge of doom. Ah, here it is. There it is. Sorry, lots of scuff. He charged his assault intercessors. We were playing it at his apartment, not at an actual store or any, not at our local game shop. We probably should play it there next time, but I don't actually. I transporting my models is easy. I have a small box. I only have like 20 or so custodians. Flair straight up has crates. Like he's got a crate of just every space marine of his entire space marine army. Meanwhile, I could shove all of my custodians in like a tiny box that I got them delivered in the first place, just with some bubble wrap and all of that stuff added on. It is like absurd the difference in size between our armies. Um, but yeah, this was the final charge. He did end up killing the Blade Champion. Unfortunately, he fought well. But I ended up killing everything else with the rest of my wardens, and yeah. But here's the final view of the battle. Not much left. Alara's Custodian stands strong. I killed all of his leaders, his Inceptors, I think that's what they are. Stayed at that point. You can see the small fight between the wardens, and there was a singular Blade Guard vet that stabbed one of my wardens in the back. Oh well. Overall, a fun time. Um, now, I get to tell you about the other games I played. Not with Flair, but with my brother, because I got him into Warhammer 40k. Here, let me fix my model first. We use proxies because we don't have the actual models. I don't think I've already told this story. Correct me if I'm wrong if I've already told this story, maybe in a past stream. But I fought my brother and the Lionel Johnson in 1k armies. Fire kills Custodes. Yes, fire does kill Custodes. Big gun also kills Custodes. Like, comically big gun. Not one-shot gun. Because one-shot gun can be invuln saved on. But fire, blast, anything with a lot of attacks, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think you have? Okay. Creating generational death. It is... It's not... We were using proxies. Okay, we were using proxies. I plan to gift him Deathwing Knights and the Lionel Johnson in due time, but we were using proxies, so there were no. Don't know why I put on the accent. There were no actual models being used yet. It's a gateway. That's that's fair. But his Lionel Johnson, I was playing orcs, so one of the one of the instances where I was playing orcs, because I needed a. First, you start proxies, and then in 10 years they're playing orcs. No, he doesn't. He actually send out. Orcs is an expensive army too. That's the worst part. Not because their models aren't worth the points per dollar, but just because they're a horde army. But no, he's found a liking to the Dark Angels. He really likes Terminators. So I was like, wait, there's like one legion that loves Terminators more than any other legion, and it's the Dark Angels and their Deathwing. Oh yes, the terrain arrived? Awesome. Then we shall have a match for the ages. But yeah. The only thing I can't hoard is cat. That's wild. Sorry. Um, sorry about that. Had to go silent for a second. Yeah. So I used orcs, fought the Lionel Johnson, got decimated by the Lionel Johnson. It was a draw the first time around because the Lionel Johnson arrived too late to change. Well, he arrived just in time to kick my rear, not in time to change. Well, he did change the fate of the game, but not in time to change the fate from a loss to a win. He changed it to a draw. And then he went first the second time we played. And Deep Strike Lionel Johnson is scary. Especially since I put all my eggs in a battle wagon and 20 flash kits. Because I was hoping to just DACA the Lionel Johnson to death. Like, it's the Lionel Johnson. That's a 3+ invuln save. What am I supposed to do against a 3+ invuln save? I'm just gonna. I guess I'm dead now. Bye bye. Blah. um, but yeah, give up. I did. He deleted half my army in one on turn 2, and I was like, okay, it's over. Oh, he also like in our first game. I didn't take any images because the proxies were mega blocks, and I didn't feel like taking images of mega blocks. Um, in our first game, he fought Gazgul Draka with his Deathwing Knights. The Deathwing Knights took care of the Mega Knobs that I was using as Gazgul's bodyguard. And then the Lionel Johnson made sure that Gazgul was not getting back up. It was not a fair fight. Like, that was not even close. I don't know. I'm definitely trying to get him to play more Warhammer, but as he stated, and you know how Gen Alpha's attention span is, it's so long. I want I want real time strategy, and I'm just like, okay, Jay, okay, Jay, okay, little bro, you don't need you don't need you don't need stimulation all the time. Alas, gotta teach him young to get him interested, or don't you? Let's see. Oh yeah, I need to do my. I do have a wish list for a 11th edition I want to get into. It is actually we can get into it later. I do want to make an important announcement before I entirely forget. I am rebranding this channel. It started off as a history channel. I mean, in fairness, you were playing orcs. That's fair. I I tried to fast roll as quick as possible, but even I'd say I wasn't taking too long. He was probably taking equal amounts of time as me. We were using an online dice roller, so things were pretty fast in terms of rolling. It just because my dice hadn't arrived yet. It just it just took a like it still took a second because I was having to teach him the game and also play the game. He still doesn't know what stratagems are, and I'm a little disappointed by that, but there's not much I can do about it. Sorry, I'm messing with a little. If you hear any like clicking or popping noises, I'm messing with a little fidget toy. But yeah, I mean, my original idea was to play Asher Militaro, if that tells you how insane I was. Sorry, fidget toy dropped. Uh, I cannot play for Asher Militarum. The guardsmen, they're cool. I cannot get over their orders. Orders are so complex. As in, I just don't want to keep track of all of the orders, man. That's a lot of orders. Especially since you have to give them out all in the command phase, I think. So the more units you have, the more you just have to go move, move, move. First line fire, second line fire, stuff like that. Affix bayonets, like, uh, let's see. There's definitely more I wanted. There was something off the top of my head I wanted to talk about too. I can't, why can't I? Oh yeah, right. I'm rebranding the channel. It started off as a history channel. Um, it started off as a history channel. At least that was my intention. But now that I've gotten this lovely following of you guys, and I've found that I don't really. History is one of those things that's like interesting to talk about, but There's only so much of it you can cover before you're just regurgitating information that someone else has already found. But with Warhammer, it's at least fun for me. And not everyone knows Warhammer lore. At least, well, a lot of people know Warhammer. No, that's not even right either. There's not a lot of custodian players that are YouTubers, let alone VTubers. I know, and I plan to just switch to Warhammer. I might do. I don't think I'll cover history anytime soon. I like sticking with sci-fi, and everyone needs their niche at some point. Um, and I like this niche of Warhammer a lot more than I like it of history. So if you look at my shorts catalog or my videos catalog and you find that a lot of stuff is missing, that's because it's all unlisted now, and it's it's just to help with the brand. I'll post more stuff again, but don't expect too many YouTube shorts. Expect more videos. Speaking of which, upcoming videos. Uh, I've had an idea for an upcoming video. There's just one problem with it. So if you've watched Pancreas No Work, which I hope you have, his videos are amazing. His Do or Don't Adeptus Custodes video is 3 years old and is from 9th edition. I wanted to do a 10th edition version, and then I realized that by the time I would be done with it, 11th edition would be announced, and probably, and like the video would become outdated in like 2 months. It would not be worth it. Especially since they said they'd give a rules update to Custodes. So if I even bother to cover the rules for Adeptus Custodes, it would. Why would you unlisted it? Simply because unlisting. Yeah, it's to keep with the theme. If I have a Warhammer video and they check out my shorts, and then if people subscribe to me from my shorts, then they're expecting history videos. Yeah, those history shorts on my feed is how I found your channel. Maybe I'll relist them. But you like Warhammer too? Okay. Maybe I'll. I don't know. It's. I'll think on it. I'll think on it. But I need to keep with a certain theme and keep going with that. The channel's the channel's ultimately up to me. But I don't want someone to subscribe to me from those shorts like coming across their feed, even if shorts don't really get recommended anymore. I haven't gotten like a single new view on them. They're like outdated now. So like even if I don't know. Maybe I just need to post more Warhammer content to drown out the history content, but for now, I'd like to keep with the Warhammer theme. Um, it's just how it is, unfortunately. Fair, it was a nice change, yeah. But yeah, I'm happy you enjoyed the YouTube shorts during that era. I feel like the groups overlap, not as much as I'd hope. You would think so, but not as much as you'd think. At least in my opinion. They overlap a little, but Warhammer versus history is like, I don't know. Especially, I mean, I guess it makes sense because I covered World War II history and, and World War One history, and if you like the World Wars, I'm sure as heck sure that you went looking for other like wars to study or like interesting and if you happen to be into science fiction and you liked wars, then Star Wars is right there. But then there's literally Warhammer 40k, the Eternal War universe. That's just a guardsman. No, just a guardsman overlap. But yeah, I don't think unlisting the shorts would harm my channel in the long run. Truth be told, they weren't being recommended to anyone new anyway. uh, most of my recent subscribers have come from the video of tanks, Warhammer tanks, and a good chunk came from the like channel intro, which I think I hope I kept around. If I haven't kept it around, then that's really unfortunate. Oh, it is uh, it is unlisted. I accidentally unlisted it during the Great Purge. Oops. I have remade it public, but Stellaris, I mean, it was model. Where did you go? Model, model. I thought I fixed this issue. One sec. Model, please. Hi, I'm back. Okay. Um, I unlisted my guardsman shorts. Oh. Why did you unlist your guardsman shorts? Hey, I'll let you know that. No, you've unlisted your model. I guess the Great Purge was really all encompassing, huh? We must cover all avenues, including the model. Alas, yeah, I just wanted to inform you guys that the channel is undergoing some changes whilst I switch niches and do all of the fun things. Ah, so much stuff. Uh, it- I mean, if you don't join an indie VTuber, especially a small one like me, and not expect scuff, channel evolution, yeah, then I don't know what you do expect. Okay, I will be fully honest. My voice is starting to die. I am going to quickly hydrate, and if my voice isn't better, I will end stream in just a few moments. But I will take a quick chug of water right now. Hi, sorry. Received a phone call at the same time I was drinking water. Picked it up. Was nothing useful. So I just like was nothing important. So I just hung up. So I didn't know how long it would actually last. I've been waiting for a phone call for like all day, and I have not received any back. So like, just figured I'd check it out. But yeah, the channel is evolving. That is true. um, but yeah, as for the next video, I don't know. I did say I'd try to post a video once every 2 months. It is halfway through month three, March. So I'm just trying to debate whether or not I want my next video to be like a wish list for things custodies or like for 11th edition, or do something else like all the shield hosts explained, which hasn't changed as far as I can tell because I know the I can't remember the Major Kill. I know Major Kill did a video on all the shield hosts explained, and as far as I can tell, they haven't changed at all. So like no point there. Uh yeah, there's only so much lore in Warhammer you can cover that some major YouTuber hasn't already covered. I do intend when 11th edition to come out to just start pumping out videos of like, this is how the rules work. This is how this works. This is how that works. This is how you play Adeptus Custodes. I don't know how so many YouTubers get ideas. I'm over here stumped. For now though, that is up for me to deliberate on. Let me check. Let me check something. I definitely have. Huh. Never mind. I mean, the point is to put your own spin on it. That's fair. I could cover all the shield hosts again. That would be fun. I think I will. Thank you for the idea. I did. Yeah, that didn't stop. Putting my own spin on it didn't stop me from creating a tank video, despite Pancreas No Work literally having done a tank video. Oh, that's what it was. There was a video idea floating around in my head, and it was creating or not creating, explaining all of the different elite units for every faction in Warhammer 40k. It'll probably be another 50-minute video knowing how things will go, but hey, it might be fun. Yay! No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I do need something to work on over the spring break anyway, because I love this channel. I I appreciate you all being here. And yeah, I think I will do that. That or I'll just create a video where I simp for Alaris custodians. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get 21 Alaris custodians. There's an army list I have. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Where it is just literally 21 Alaris custodians, which are 18 are regular Terminators, and then 3 are the shield captains. As opposed to your streams. What? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, so I discovered for funsies, that 21 Alaris Terminators is really tanky. I mean, I wouldn't have any secondary missions done, but you never know. But they're really tanky, and they're like 1,415 points, which is just enough wiggle room in order to add a full unit of custodian guards, like 5 of them, and a Night Crusader. Yes, I love Night Crusaders. This thing belongs in my army. I will not. I refuse to let it go. It is mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Alas, that is just how things be. Okay, my voice is actually dying now. I am also really hungry, so I need to go eat dinner. So I will be departing for now. I will see you all Thursday when I will stream once again at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just where my time zone happens to be. Thank you everyone for joining. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, which I'm sure you have, considering I've seen you all around before, please do so if you haven't. Thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you all. Stay safe out there. And for now, goodbye. Bye bye.